last week on Gleeboot, well, technically in the show timeline was me interviewing my dad about his book, but 2 weeks ago in Gleeboot, Quinn got a terrible ending to her storyline on the show. Mercedes and Rachel had their 5,736 diva off, and Kurt cosplayed as Charlie Brown, and Kristen Chenoweth, April, talked about sodomy, and that's what you missed on Gleeboot.
Oh,
yeah.
I forgot all of that. You brought it back. Thanks.
You're welcome.
They just hang out at their school like they have nothing better to do. Not like one of them is on Broadway. Two of them are on Broadway.
For days at a time. You can't just hang out at a high school, like, for no reason. You can't just be there.
I did that at my high school, but like the summer after I graduated.
Why?
Mostly because I found people that I didn't actually hang out in high school, and they were hanging out with in high school, skipping words here. And they were much cooler people than the people I hung out with. So we all hung out in the art wing together, like with the teacher. And then it was just like a weird thing. I've never done it again.
But it was in the summer after you graduated.
Yeah, I think maybe after school a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or something. I remember like visiting the school to visit some teachers a couple times.
Never did that.
But that was only, I don't know why I was there.
Yeah, I never visit my old school.
But I was close enough in undergrad to drive back. It was probably one of those times.
Helen, you do visit your old school all the time. Because it was your house and your basement. You record in your basement where you used to do like Hooked on Phonics and stuff, but like Catholic. Is there a Catholic Hooked on Phonics?
No, but like
Hooked on Jesus.
You think that's a joke, but like it was. Like there was like, I think Saint Dominic was on the cover. Like
Hooked on Phonics Catholic edition.
Gleeboot.
Yeah, welcome back to the Gleeboot, the show where we get drunk and talk about rebooting Glee one godforsaken episode at a time. I'm Cullen.
Alyssa.
And I'm Hannah.
And today we have friend of the pod, former Gleeboot guest.
This person was on Glee. Just kidding.
Sarah.
Hello there. Thank you for having me back. I'm surprised you all haven't died yet from this wonderful show.
I think maybe I did, and then I'm being punished with seasons 4 through 6 of Glee because it actually ended at 3, but then I died. And I'm in my own circle of hell.
We're in the bad place.
Where's Tahani? Where's the crew? Am I being punked, but in hell?
Listen, for all you know, Sarah, we could just be recording as ghosts.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
I am a shell of my former self.
Who isn't after 2.5 years of quarantine and not quarantine and quarantine again and not quarantine?
We were trying to figure out when you were on the podcast last, and you said 2 years, and I was like, oh, it was during, like, right after COVID shut down? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it was, the show's been going a long while, but it doesn't feel like that long because it's been in the time warp that has been COVID.
Yeah.
It's just a jump to the left.
Time warp Glee cast version.
It's like Groundhog Day, but with more music.
I think there is a Groundhog Day musical.
Probably.
Really?
Yeah,
they make musicals out of everything, including Princess Diana.
I still want there to be a werewolf musical, and there isn't, and I need it to happen.
Did you Google it?
There might be
a musical version of An American Werewolf in Paris, right?
There's a song, but it's not a musical.
I thought there was like a musical version.
Autumn Moon howls at NYC August 11th to September 2nd. Nothing Bad, a werewolf rock musical.
Is it
Disney Zombie 2, Werewolf We Own the Night. The Zombies franchise, not that bad. Nothing bad. A Werewolf Rock musical premieres at Hollywood Fringe. This is in 2017.
This is Zombies franchise.
But where
I don't
are
know
they?
what that
Where can I
means.
find them?
I don't know. I just Googled.
I mean, if they're still
But if
showing.
I can't get a hold of it and I can't watch it, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have better luck with an opera or a ballet because they get buck wild. I went to Dracula the ballet once, and that was
Ooh.
nice. Never did I think that I would see blood and formal ballet in one whole thing, but that was something.
Exciting.
And my grandma bought me a shirt that said "Bite me."
Oh, grandma.
Yeah. The Zombies franchise does exist. It's very similar to Descendants, but it makes a little more sense, I would say.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So, this is not a Disney podcast. I guess I'll ask off air. Or I could just Google it.
It's basically just a musical about like this high school integrating zombies and regular people.
That's like the drama. What is that? It's like a BBC drama. It's called something.
Yeah, it's basically like Disney's like, how do we do a race allegory, but still have both the leads be white?
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
They nailed it then.
It did. Actually, I do really like the cast, though. They're very charming, and I wish them all the best in their future endeavors. But we're talking about Glee. We're talking about the
Again.
101st
In the
episode
Flesh.
of Glee.
That's what it's called. Sorry, guys.
In the Flesh, yes.
Yes.
What's in the flesh? What?
The
The
BBC.
BBC drama. It got like 2 seasons. I really wanted to remember, and I did it.
I feel like
proud of
I've
you.
like slipped through like 6 parallel universes in the first like 5 minutes of this show.
Yeah, that happens.
You're
I'm
welcome.
free falling.
Honestly, like as the person who makes most of our memes, I feel like our brand that I'm going for is like slowly going insane from watching Glee.
You've nailed it. As an often liker and reposter of your memes, they're lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. If anyone out there is asking if we're well, we're not. But thanks for asking.
I mean, I wrote a fan fiction in Instagram posts about a Troy and Sam crossover.
You did. And it was beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. I'm an artist. So 101 episodes of Glee. There are many episodes of Glee as there are Dalmatians.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Solid transition.
I was just thinking of Cruella and Emma Stone and how in that movie she's like friends with the animals instead. And I'm like, then what? Okay, so, and keep in mind, I had not seen 101 Dalmatians since I was like 7 years old. So I'm not like a stan, but I'm like, this does contradict the very little I remember of this movie. Okay, so Glee. These high schoolers are just hanging out at their school. Okay, nope, we got to talk about Sarah. Okay.
No, it can glaze right over me. It's fine.
So we talked about your Glee journey last time you were on.
It has expanded thanks to you all. It is not just Tumblr and the episode 7. It is now Tumblr episode 7 and your podcast and this episode. So that's great.
Aww.
Yay.
We're expanding people's Glee knowledge.
I'm a better person for it.
Are you?
Yeah, we can't confirm or deny that.
I was
but-
gonna say we're doing the Lord's work, and I'm like, I don't know if it's the Lord's work. I don't know if it's the devil's work. Maybe it's like Apollo's work. You know, like some kind of some other deity.
Loki?
No, Loki wouldn't like Glee. I don't think he would.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He'd be like, too much singing. We're like, women are sexually active, and I'm not there to slut shame them. No.
Yeah.
And Glee is about opening oneself to joy, and Loki famously killed Balder because people were having too much fun. So,
I'm learning so much. This is incredible.
It's like a master class.
It's a masterclass in random shit. We don't know what the masterclass will be in.
It's like drunk history and masterclass together in one, with a spice of badly performed covers. So
Yeah.
Yes.
So bad. Even when they're covering themselves, they still manage to do it worse. So okay, Sarah, last time you were on, it was the Dark Ages. It was the age of Charlemagne. We weren't doing BuzzFeed quizzes.
yes, I was excited to see that BuzzFeed has been incorporated into the format.
We're millennials. What can we say?
Yeah.
How 2010 of you to be using BuzzFeed quizzes.
Yeah. Next episode, tune in for the Try Guys as our guests. Just kidding.
Okay, that'd be sweet though.
Okay, that would
You
be-
know they would do it though. They would love this.
You know what? Hypothetically, we could reach out to some people.
I've
who are,
reached
like,
out to some YouTubers.
ex-BuzzFeeders. Yeah.
Yeah. They often do not respond, but
But you know what? They're busy.
yeah.
Oh boy. So which BuzzFeed quiz do you want to do first? The which character am I, or the who is my Glee boyfriend?
I would do character. You got to know
Okay.
yourself before you can be open to love, you know?
It's
Mm.
very
That's
true.
what people say.
Yeah.
And I was very upset by the result of this because I did get Quinn.
Lots of Quins.
Yeah. Yep. You're right in there with the
maybe
basket of
because
twins.
like punk Quinn.
I will
has a
take that
punk
as a
face.
compliment.
Yeah. No, and she like
Um,
looks really good, and they're like, you need to go back, and we're all like, no,
No,
it's
don't.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the fact that you think I'm a punk Quinn rather than an uptight person who has repressed their religious upbringing and takes it out on other people. Thanks.
We could have a whole episode of Gleeboot just dedicated to religious trauma, you know.
That's very true. I did have to ask Ellen what Quinn's character arc was because I just know the top level, and
Yeah.
she just sighed and was like,
Mhm.
"It's a lot." And I was like, "Okay." And then she was in this episode, so that was great.
She was.
It's like
She was.
I've,
You know-
I've seen the final form a little bit.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about Quinn the other day, and I'm like, you know, she's kind of like Rumpelstiltskin in Sleeping Beauty's body. Because she's pretty and blonde, but she did try and steal a baby.
You know what? You got me there.
Not where I thought you were going with that.
That's a meme. That's a meme. Who's your boyfriend, Sarah?
Okay, so I did get Finn the first time around,
Okay.
Okay.
and I
And
was
you're
like,
no.
okay, fine. Apparently, I'm like a very basic character archetype, and I was like, no. I'm pretty sure the only reason I got Finn is because I answered a Broadway song on one of them.
Also, they're like, you're a Rachel, ergo, you're with Finn.
Yeah, so I changed that one answer and left everything else the same, and I got Blaine, and I'm much happier.
Wow. That's interesting.
Interesting. What was the Blaine key song? Actually, you shouldn't tell us because then we'll have broken the quiz.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Don't
That's
tell
fair.
us.
I
I
have a
won't.
Blaine. I'm dating Blaine as well. So
Very good. We have
Yeah.
good taste.
Yeah.
If I
so-
change
no.
myself.
I'm not dating Artie anymore because he had a breakup text already drafted and he was just ready to hit send whenever Holly Holiday came calling. So
yeah. What are we drinking today?
White Claw
We're
strawberry.
drinking truly classic lime margarita style.
Yes, both of us. Last two Trulies.
Woo.
Nice. I went bougie. I spent the weekend at the bougiest hotel I've ever stayed in, and they had complimentary wine. So I stole that shit, took the bottle home, and I'm drinking that.
Yeah.
Nice.
If it's complimentary, you didn't steal it. You just already
Well-
took what was yours.
I guess that's fair, but I did take it with me without properly sealing it. You're not supposed to take it off the premises. So
Oh,
what I'm saying is
Oh.
I am Quinn in her punk phase.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Perfect.
mhm. She would do
Yes.
that.
I'm actually super random, but Fancy made me think of this. I'm going to the Bridgerton experience in LA.
Ooh.
Exciting.
Are you gonna cosplay? Are you gonna dress up?
I bought like a prom style vest.
Love it.
Yeah, we're all dressing up and we're gonna live the Bridgertowny experience. It's like an immersive experience. Like they're actors and character, and I think you get presented to the queen. So I better be this season's diamond.
That's exciting. I'm happy for you.
Yeah. I'll secure a few proposals. So I have options of which
Nice.
estate built off colonial labor I want to.
Ooh,
roll over,
yes,
yeah.
tough choice there.
Mm-hmm. It's great to be British. You impress the whole world. Smash, Marry, Kill. Okay. I was going through something, so I forgot to post the results of the bad boy one. I also did the bad boy one out of order. So if you're worried, probably today or tomorrow, I will be posting the gay male love interest poll so you can vote. I know Blaine's gonna win, but we're still gonna do it. But Jake won the bad boy, and I think it went Bash, and then Damon from Vampire Diaries lost.
Yeah, I think vampires make a lot of people uncomfortable, Cullen.
Yeah, just like me. Yeah. A bunch of us read that one Slavic folktale in that book in the library that scarred us.
Yes.
Where the vampire
Not
was
a
basically
niche.
an abusive husband. Yeah, and then you like track that and you see that kind of existing in Twilight and 50 Shades, and you're like, Okay. But this week we are doing queer women. In our poll, we have Britney S. Pierce.
Nice.
We have Fabiola Torres, I think, from Never Have I Ever. And we have Emily Fields from Pretty Little Liars.
Oh no, I have to
need
look up all
pictures.
these.
I
People.
have the picture.
Fabiola. That's a cool
I will also have to look up
Wait,
all of these
Who
characters.
are these?
This is
name.
Fabiola.
Fabiola.
This is Emily Fields. And that's
What's her last name?
I can
wait,
tell
here we
that's
go.
Brittany. Thank you.
Maybe I should send these to guests beforehand. That thought just came into my head. But I'm also like, I appreciate how we're all grasping at straws.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. Who was the
Okay.
last person? Emily.
Emily Fields. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna marry Emily Fields because she's been through a lot. She's a great swimmer. And she's pretty. I'm going to smash Fabiola because she's a nice person. She's sweet. I think, that'd be nice. And I'm going to kill Brittany because I honestly don't know what her deal is. Like, I love her, but like, what? And I don't think I could maintain. I'd feel weird having sex with her because she's so dumb. I would feel like I was taking advantage of her. And I could not sustain like a relationship with her because I
feel like her sexuality is one of the only places where she really has autonomy, though.
True.
Yeah.
So I have a different answer than Cullen this time.
Finally.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna marry Emily because she's really pretty and I don't know anything about her, but I think that's like more my type when it comes to women. I'm gonna smash Brittany. I think I would feel really like happy and like validated if Brittany was like, yes, I want to have sex with you. Thank you.
That's a good reason.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's nice. That's a good thought.
And then I'm gonna kill Fabiola because I don't know anything about her. Sorry, Fabiola.
Apparently, Emily Fields, her nicknames include Americano and Mermaid, which I don't know if I like either of those. Just thought I'd point that out. Thanks, Google. I'm going to marry Fabiola. I like her curly hair. She looks really pretty. She seems nice. I'm going to smash Emily Fields. She's very pretty. She looks nice. I'm unfortunately going to kill Brittany, but she's also very pretty and seems very nice. There's no rhyme or reason.
3 different answers so far.
All right, Sarah.
Oh boy, now it's all on me, and now I have to remember the names. I'm gonna treat this like Married at First Sight because I literally don't know anything about the other two.
Ooh, yeah, that's honestly the way you got to do it.
So we're going to marry Brittany because I know the most about her.
Valid.
And then it will probably smash Emily because I have a type. And the first picture I saw was fishnets, and I was like, yes. And then kill Fabiola. That's her name. Because again, I don't know anything, and I feel so sorry, but I know the least about you, so I guess time to die.
Sorry to this man.
Wait, were all of our answers different?
I think.
Yes, we all had different answers. That's a first for Smash, Marry, Kill.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we have to have the episode now. Okay. Usually I come in and I'm like,
was so good. It was such a good episode, like very fulfilling plot lines. And like, I'm very honored that you brought me in on the last episode because like Glee Club's over. So like, what else can there be?
Yeah, no, you're so right. Such like a good ending. I feel
for sure. Like at the end, Schue walks through the heaven light. Glee Club is officially dead.
And if I was thinking of how I wanted the Glee finale to go, I knew Pink's Just Give Me a Reason had to be a part of that.
Yeah. Sung by a woman and her abuser who are now like dating. This episode makes no goddamn sense.
It feels like a finale, but it was the middle of the season, so like they knew it wasn't the end. Like
there's 6 more episodes, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
13 and there's 20 of them, so there's 7 more.
7 more.
Oh my god!
So it's like not even the middle. It's not even the mid-season break.
No, it maketh no sense. Also, they literally said, we're going to talk about this, but I have to point this out. They literally said shoehorn some music into these other clubs is one of the plots. And I'm like, you're literally telling us the theme of this episode and probably previous episodes was to shoehorn music numbers in.
Well,
great vote of confidence.
Sue has mentioned the word shoehorn in relation to Glee songs at least 3 times this season. I want to say 5.
This is just, it's just so painfully obvious. Like sometimes they're better at hiding it through somewhat needy plot lines. This is just garbage. No one's trying.
No,
but
and
it seems
just,
like they're all trying. That's what's sad.
If they're trying, it's just, I was saying it it just reeks of death, honestly. It's very depressing to watch because they're struggling because of Finn's death, and now they're ending the Glee Club, and it's none of it feels fulfilling. And even when they sing Don't Stop Believing Again, they're trying to remember the pilot, remember these characters' energy, and you're like, yeah, but one of them is missing. It's just
it's so obvious. There's no way around it.
Yeah, it's just so sad. And they don't know what they're doing creatively. They don't know what they want to do with these characters. It's just so they're trying to do something, but all we get is this depressing bullshit. And honestly, it's not I was that attached to Jake and Marley in that generation, but I was honestly I feel I might I feel bad that this is the end of their characters.
Yeah.
Is that really the last time we see all of them?
Mostly, yeah.
Okay.
And the show doesn't know what it is, and season 4 was weird, but it didn't have that. And even some of season 5, Kid You're a Gaga or Puppet Master, there's cuckoo bananas, so it was kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But this there's no fun to it. It's just
Blah.
It's the show is, I think you're right, reeking of death. It's literally it's on its last legs, and it's just begging the network to put an end to it. And the network's have more money.
They're we committed to 6 seasons, and that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, it definitely feels nobody's heart is in it anymore, but they already signed their contracts. So I don't know, let's just sing songs we like, or sing songs that we're trying to branch out and make originals so we can continue on and make money elsewhere. Yeah, it's it felt weird all over. Definitely very different vibes from even like earlier in the season.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, these are not the vibes, as the kids would say.
I was kind of excited for this episode when I read the blurb and it said there was going to be total eclipse of the heart.
But then they just didn't do that.
We got
Where was
denied
that
total
supposed
eclipse
to
of the
go?
heart. Well, it was going to be shoehorned in somewhere.
I swear that's what it said in the episode blurb. I was reading it. I was like, oh, they're going to sing that? Okay, I'm excited for one thing. No.
Let's go
The-
check it out. I believe you, though,
The
because
season 4 newbies, we're gonna sing it.
It's maybe I read the wrong episode.
No, but
blurb.
like it was there. I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also checking, but continue. I believe it. They probably were like, no, we have to do every single verse of Just Give Me a Reason. Everyone wants more Quok content.
Ugh.
Everyone wants a 25-minute Taylor's version of Party All the Time.
Oh gosh.
So, okay, usually I come in, even when I haven't prepped much, I know, okay, what are the storylines? Haven't thought of that yet. So, okay, let me think. The storylines are Holly Holiday, I guess, shoehorning in musical numbers. And the end of the Glee Club, I guess that's like the main storyline. We have some Rachel and Santana resolution.
The total eclipse of the heart was supposed to come in between I Am Changing, which is Kurt and Mercedes, and before the Party All the Time that went all the time.
Wait,
Somewhere in there.
there was something before Party All the Time?
The
It was
song-
going to be.
But
it was
there
gonna be
was
Total
Kurt and
Eclipse of the Heart.
Mercedes saying, I am changing, and the world all forgot it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, like, we should actually talk about that, like, what storyline could have had Total Eclipse of Heart in it. when we get
Rachel
there.
was singing again about feeling bad about her and Santana.
Yeah, I was thinking it was either her or
What are
Santana.
Have we gone through all the storylines?
No,
Absolutely not.
no. This episode unhinged, like every other episode before, almost every other episode before, and every episode after. I'm sorry.
So I mean,
guys.
there's like Tina. Yeah, there's Tina and graduation. There's ending the Glee Club. Rachel and Santana, Quack, and that's mostly it, right? There's like the farewell scene from the season 4 newbies that are the season 4 has-beens.
Yeah, it's basically
Which
just
is so
like
depressing. They're cleaning the choir room on a day that isn't school, and I'm like, what are you kids doing?
okay, but I would do that shit. I like if my club was ending, I would go in and be like, so sad, pack out the trophies. And then like 20 years later be like, what the fuck? Why'd I do that?
Yeah, like it's so weird. Also, it's like this is graduation day, and like they needed to give them something to do. I guess.
I just imagine being Melissa Benoist. Like you're hired, you're gonna be the new lead of Glee, right? And then you
Wrong.
get season 4, you're kind of a lead. You're okay. The problem is then season 5, they're like, actually, I guess we'll give you a storyline where you're sexually shamed and get suspended for refusing to wear a bikini. And
then we're never gonna give you lines ever again.
Did she actually like not want to wear stuff like that on set? Like, was this?
No, I think
I don't know.
it was a character thing.
But I'm kind of wondering, like, if she mentioned that she doesn't like to wear that sort of thing, and then they ran with it like they do.
Oh, right. Like they
And-
picked an actor's trait or
Yeah.
quirk,
then-
and yeah, interesting.
Punished her.
Yeah, and then actually punish her, like, and she doesn't get lines. Like,
I mean, honestly, I do think a lot of it was the writer actor trying to push to like end her and Jake and have her and him together, but then nobody wanted that, so they're just like, okay, you're gonna cause drama, we'll just push you to the back.
Right.
And then like those newbies were never that successful, like with the fandom. So I think this is them trying to cut their losses. Be like,
Mhm.
okay, we can't pay all these people anymore.
I think they showed the newbies like 2 or 3 times in the entire episode, and it like the episode prior, or I guess it would be two ago, episode 11 or whatever. Like they don't. It's not about high school anymore. Yet they keep trying to make it about high school. And it's like just make a different show at this point.
It's just about the older kids, like the kids who've graduated or are graduating this season. It has nothing to do with the newbies, because like the newbies don't even get to sing in this episode, I don't think.
I haven't
right?
sang in weeks. Was there the last one I can think of is Nasty Rhythm Nation mashup, which was a banger, but
yeah, but like it's like the rest of this is just not. It's not about them.
Yeah, and like
the whole Glee Club shutting down. Like they're the ones who like don't have a club anymore. Like fuck you guys who graduated already. Like
yeah, but it's all about the people who graduated.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's because the show couldn't pick if it was we're following Rachel or we're following the Glee Club, and now they're picking. But after a season and a half of not knowing, it's like
because no one wants to go back to watching Schue run the Glee Club. They wanted to watch Finn run the Glee Club.
Yeah.
After Corey's death, like they're like, well, I guess we have to focus on Rachel and those people.
Because like, as I said in the City of Angels episode, it made me like, yeah, the show would have been better if it was just about these high school kids. If they just had the graduating class move on. And I think that was initially the plan. Kurt and Rachel were going to get their own spin-off show.
Oh.
And then, yeah, I know. Like, I'm like, Glee might have been better for it, but I doubt that spin-off would have lasted. And I think they knew that. So then
if they didn't cast all of the newbies to be just like clones of the original cast, they might have had more success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like, they look identical. It's not even like, oh, we want the same like kind of character arcs. We want the same like mix of personalities. Like, no, you just like Rachel clone, like eyedropper tool.
Yeah.
This is someone who had to talk about all these characters. I feel kind of cheated. Like I had to spend time talking about the Jarly love triangle.
Yeah.
And now none of that matters.
The only thing that matters is Broadway now.
Broadway.
And Adam Lambert.
Lambert. Will we see him again?
I don't know, but I want to.
Will we see
Also,
Demi? What about Demi Lovato?
We gotta talk about Danny, because something's going on with Santana and Brittany.
Oh my gosh, I completely forgot that she still has a girlfriend. Okay.
Santana does have a habit of doing that, because remember when she got with Karofsky while she was dating Sam, and then they just had Sam be like, "Oh, you can have her anyways."
Yeah, we broke up.
Yeah.
What are we doing first?
What are we doing? Let's do the main arc. So April Rose, who does literally nothing this whole episode, is there playing Mash Mary Mill with Goop herself from Shakespeare in Love. Yeah.
Yes. Didn't she win an Oscar for that too?
Yes. I just remember my Shakespeare professor ranting about that movie.
Also, just like a quick little side note, April Rhodes is eating half of a cantaloupe and putting Splenda on it. So
I did see that. Yeah.
I was like,
excuse me, what?
Yeah.
I missed it. No, you know why I probably missed it? My head was face down on the bed out of fury, out of the like for the first like 5 minutes of this episode.
Yeah.
Like so many just like burying my face, which are like, what is happening? So that's probably why I didn't see cantaloupe magic.
Yeah. There's doing Smash, Marry, Kill.
Figgins, and Brad the piano player, and Will.
Which they both unanimously are like, we're gonna kill Brad, obviously. Right?
Which I don't understand. This should be our next one.
No. I mean, you put that into the universe, Cullen, you have to make it happen.
Our next theme
or
is
we could do
if
it
you
now.
know, you know, if you don't, you don't.
We just gotta
Let's do it now.
Let's do it now.
All right.
Okay.
Smash, Marry, Kill.
No.
Schue or Brad the piano player. I'm gonna marry Brad.
Yes,
because he
Brad.
deserves some justice.
Marry Brad.
And I have no answers for the other two.
Okay, here's what I'm doing. I'm I guess I'm marrying Brad because he can play the piano. I write musicals. Maybe we can be a songwriting team.
Beautiful.
I will fuck Will because if I don't look at his face, he's hot. And then, so I'll just be like, yeah, we're going to role play. You'll be a burglar and you'll wear this ski mask. And then I'd murder Figgins because of his gross negligence. And I mean gross in both senses of the word. Yeah. You're the people who decide to do this, so just
That's true. And I'm spending too much time thinking about it.
I know. I think this time I'm going with the same answer as Cullen again.
Yeah, but it's the right answer, honestly.
I was anticipating this being the first question you threw at me since you did it last episode.
Interesting, yeah.
And I still don't have an answer for you, even though I've been thinking about it ever since I watched it. So
maybe I'll join a convent.
Also, keep in mind that if you smash Figgins, you're a homewrecker.
Yeah.
Because he's married.
Well, but you're also a homewrecker if you do that to Will too.
He's married.
You're a homewrecker if you murder him.
I don't really care.
All three are homewrecking.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think the only option
Brad could be unmarried.
is to marry Brad and then kill Will and Figgins and then just go to prison and not have to deal with any of them.
Because, but honestly, Brad is in debt to a lot of shady people, so you better sign a prenup.
True. Forgot about that. But he's the only one who seems relatively normal.
Not normal, no.
Is anyone in Glee normal? You know who is normal? The ag kids in the background of Party All the Time. They are normal. I related to them.
They were like, what the fuck is happening? I'm like, yes, that is the proper reaction to everything you're seeing. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they put the viewer in this scene.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, okay, moving on from that.
Sarah successfully avoided the question.
I'm not lesbian privilege. So Schue comes in, it's like, if it isn't America's favorite alcoholic dwarf, April Rhodes. And then she's like, but she's hanging out with Holly Holiday. And because apparently I did remember this, they did get along. So now they're best friends. They're going to do the Amazing Race together.
I loved that so much. Their audition tape, they played a bit of it. It's so weird. I loved it.
That's the thing is Gwyneth Paltrow is such a good actress. Like she can sell what they give her.
Yes.
So then they're like, April's like, what if we put, or not April, Holly is like, what if we put music in the clubs that aren't Glee clubs? And Sue's like, okay, try it. Just involve Will. He's depressed about Glee Club ending.
Which I don't understand. I don't understand why she's concerned about his depression. Like, it's like this weird back and forth thing. Cullen and I were talking about it every time they like reverse their friendship and they're friends and now they're not friends and now they're friends again. It makes less and less sense.
Yeah, like I can't keep track. She's a physically abused student.
She's physically abused and emotionally and mentally abused Will. Like
this school currently in the timeline has a caning policy.
Yes.
Oh,
that's
you're
true.
so right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Ricky Martin is still the Spanish teacher.
Sarah's face is just like
what?
Well, my first thought was, well, this takes place in Ohio, and then my brain went, that tracks.
The caning policy part, or everything?
No, Ohio sucks. Isn't that the meme?
That's the reality.
Wow.
Yeah. So I might go on a limb and say Florida might be worse.
Oh, it 100% is.
As the expert, because you've lived in both places.
Yes, for extended periods of time. Yes, I can tell you that Florida is worse for reasons that I don't want to discuss.
So then they're doing agricultural club.
Animal husbandry.
Animal husbandry.
I was
very
like, sure, this club
specifically
exists.
animal husbandry.
I was like, sure, this could exist. But then I'm like, what the fuck does a song have to do with anything they're going to do or learn? Turns out it doesn't.
It doesn't. And it wasn't even an animal-related song. It wasn't Try Everything from Zootopia, you know?
That would have been a good choice.
This
I love that
predates Zootopia though, right?
Yeah, but
Yes.
like there's songs about animals. There's the green alligators and humpback geese. The Noah's Ark one with the unicorns.
Yeah, sure.
There's songs about animals. There's Neon Tree's Animal. There's
Also like I don't even know who the person was. So Holly Holiday goes to the club. She's doing one of her get in, get out, dressed up
impressions, but
impressions.
you know, in
Who was this person
Autism
and-
Awareness Month. I mean, I know that's not when this aired, but that's when I had to watch it. She does this like caricature of like a person with autism and is like, I'm hypersensitive to loud noises, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
It's but also like what does the song have to do with this person? Did we get the tether?
There was no tether.
There is not one.
Okay.
This
So
would have been
I
a
thought I
great place
missed it.
for What Does the Fox Say? Animal song, which they already did.
With puppets. Yeah.
Like, I get that they were trying to make that scene painful for a plot point, but like, you picked a real human that is alive and you made fun of them for a gag, and that was very painful.
Yeah, I'm like, why wasn't she like Carol Baskin or something? Carol Baskin was still doing shit at this time.
I don't know if that
Who's
was
not-
like
not famous.
I don't
She
know if
was
she would have
actively
been.
petitioning Congress. So like, yes, it would be a deep cut, but so was this.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I guess so. Because I think I'm just thinking of like Tiger King stuff, but yeah, that probably makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Because I have no idea who this person is.
Temple Grayson.
Yeah, I've never heard of them
I don't
before.
either.
They picked that person because they did a lot of work in animal husbandry. That's like their whole
Mhm.
scientific, like,
Claire Danes was in a movie.
But does that mean they
about this
chose
person.
this person and then was like, this is an animal husbandry class? Because
Yeah.
they chose this person.
No, I think
Yeah,
they
I
did
would-
animal
I would, like-
husbandry, and then they chose the person.
But
I would
why?
love to get a connection. It's like, why did you pick an ag class? Why did you pick this very famous person to make fun of? Like, yeah, which came first? Autism jokes or ag class, I guess. Bad.
Yeah,
bad
it
all
was
around.
just not good.
Mm.
And then she starts singing Party All the Time. And the most random collection of Glee Club members are there. It's like Blaine, Rachel, Quinn, Mike, maybe other. Yeah.
They're in the classroom while this, and I'm just like, why are they here? But also, why are these students here who don't even go to the school anymore? It should be the kids who are actually
these
still in
kids
Glee
are
Club
just these
doing these
adults.
things.
They're not kids anymore. They're just at the school multiple
Adults.
days, different outfits. Like different outfits are happening. Just going to the
Interacting
cafeteria
with
and getting
students.
tots.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like honestly, one time when I was on spring break, I think, from grad school, and I went to visit friends at my old university, and someone was like, "Wait, didn't you graduate? Why are you here?" So they sing Party All the Time. There's like a foam party. There's all these dancers that aren't characters. I'm like, who's that? They're just people.
Were the newbies in that scene at all?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think there
don't
was no
think
one from Glee
so.
Club in that scene, was there?
No, there was Quinn, Rachel,
It was just a
Huck,
series of money shots.
Blaine, Mike, yeah, and maybe Kurt.
So the only one who hadn't graduated yet was Blaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely just felt like,
It was
oh, these are the
super
people
weird.
that show up to watch Glee, that they want to see Blaine, Kurt, all of that. And so it's just like, yeah, let's put all of your favorite cast members in tight pants. We see you, Tumblr.
Yeah, what is this song? Like, I don't know if I've ever heard it.
Party all the time. I wrote it. That was it. I sang,
Yeah,
sang the
it's
whole
so
thing.
repetitive. And so I'm just like, I don't think I've ever heard this song before. So I'm like,
Well, it's Eddie Murphy.
How did this?
Okay,
So-
right. I was
is
thinking,
it?
wait, did I make that up? I'm like, I
No,
feel like
Eddie.
it's
It was Eddie Murphy's song. I don't know if he wrote it, but he's the performer of it originally.
Interesting. Never.
I
heard
also
this.
I had to like look up all of the origins of the songs. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that a comedian did this.
Yeah.
In a world where Glee has yet to cover Lady Gaga's Judas, the fact that this song gets as long a performance as it does.
I mean, it's probably
Cry.
the whole
They chose
song.
that over Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Yeah, like if we well,
They chose all the
guess-
songs in this episode over Total Eclipse of the Heart.
I guess they're no longer doing the repeat thing, but they
Well-
repeated Don't Stop Believing.
and their original they did a cover of.
Oh, those are like me. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, because I was gonna say, oh well, this song is part of the major plot, but like so would Total Eclipse of the Heart if we're saying what it would be. I think honestly they could have just trimmed all the numbers down, like each by like a minute. Perfect. You have enough time for Total Eclipse of the Heart. Great. Do it.
And
Give
it,
us crumbs.
Total Eclipse of the Heart would have made way more sense with all the batshit crazy stuff they did in Party All the Time. Like you still could have done a foam bat, like a foam party. You still could have had
Yeah.
roller skates.
Just
Have you
a
ever
minute
been
shorter.
to a paint
Yes.
party, like a paint concert where they squirt paint on you?
No.
No.
But I have gone to a foam party concert thing. No, it was a party, I think.
It was a dance.
It was a dance. Yeah. It looked pretty much like exactly like what
In
went
Glee.
down in Glee.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Glee got something right.
Yeah. Okay, this number happens. And then
That's like the whole episode. It happened.
it happens. And then Sue is like, I got all these letters from the kids in the club, from their parents, from the Autism Association.
Uh-huh.
So they knew it was offensive.
From an organization
from
called
one-
A Million Moms.
1
Which-
million,
of
and
which
they're only
100,000, and they're all uptight bitches. And Gwyneth Goof's face was like, I was like, what is this agenda, Glee? Like,
I did look up 1 million moms, and it is like a moral decency thing.
yes.
So I get it. So then Will is just like, you know what? This plan was ill-begotten. He doesn't say that, but that's basically what he's saying.
Also, he keeps getting so angry at these women who are just trying to help.
Yeah. He's
He
like,
gets
just let
so
me
mad.
let go and move on. And she's like, just let me go. And then so he storms off or whatever. Then Holly's like, okay, we're going to do something else because let's throw in Cluck real quick. Because basically early on, Mercedes is like, I don't know what's going on with Puck and Gwen, but hopefully there's not another unplanned pregnancy.
So inappropriate.
Not a good line.
And also, but like, imagine how bananas it is. She came to this however many week reunion with a boyfriend. The boyfriend is gone, and now
She
she's
calls it
cozying
out.
up to Puck.
She literally calls out, she's like, don't know where he ran off to, but they're together now. It's just like recapping the last episode of Glee
But,
for
like-
us. I was like, thanks, Mercedes.
It is kind of funny because it's almost showing us what happens after the end of the rom-com when you run in together, like when you run off from the wedding and are like, I'm in love with you. And then everyone else just has to be like, don't know what's going on here. But like, just imagine how insane that is. You break up with a person and you're already like cuddling with someone
Yeah.
like 10 minutes later.
Honestly,
Let's be
in
honest,
their
though.
timeline, it was literally the next day. Like all of a sudden, the
Yeah.
rich guy was there, he was gone, and then they're cuddling, and everyone's just like, are you seeing this? Okay. And Mike is back there taking notes, like, I really think Quinn should be by herself for a while.
Mercedes was like, it was not a good line. It was cringy, not good. But also at the same time, she's calling Quinn out. Be like, your life choices, hon, are not the best.
Remember when you stayed in my house and then never talked to me again for the rest of high school?
Remember when I helped you give birth as a child? You remember that? Like you were like 16. We were 16. We did that together. No, you don't remember my name? Oh, that's okay.
Are you sure you want to be with Puck right now? Is basically all of the conversation that we should have seen between Quinn and Mercedes in one cutting comment in front of everyone.
Yeah. Then they're like, yeah, we're gonna sing together. And Puck says something, once you've seen a baby come out of a girl's magic garden, like you can't be disappointed or whatever.
Yeah, because they sing a song and then they decide, or Quinn's like, yeah, no, we're gonna date. And then they explain,
Date
I'm gonna be
as
in New
boyfriend
Haven.
and girlfriend. Not
Is that
we're
what
just
she
going on a
says?
date. We're officially boyfriend and girlfriend and we're dating.
Yeah.
What a weird phrase to say. But
and
anyway.
also, Puck didn't know. He was like,
Yes.
wait, really?
This is so weird. And then like they're kissing in front of everyone. Everyone's like, ooh. And I'm like, ugh.
And Colin Ballinger, who plays Brenda Sings, once listed the song that they sang, not specifically the Glee version, but as one of her least favorite songs. And I would agree. I'm not a fan of Just Give Me a Reason. Like, it's not terrible, but it's like, it definitely was overplayed. And I can handle a lot of songs being overplayed. Katy Perry's Firework, gay national anthem, whatever. But like, this, I'm like, this can be done. Like, close the book on that. Just give me a reason to stop listening.
I'm gonna completely disagree with you because I'd much rather listen to that song than Firework.
Well,
but
not everyone can
our
be
taste in
cultured.
music is like completely opposite. Like absolutely. When you're in the shower listening to music, I'm like, oh God.
It's just Katy Perry's Firework over and over and over again with Swish Swish just thrown in there for good measure.
And then I'm blasting my music when I work overtime and he's like, I'm gonna shut your door.
Well, I was on the phone with someone or something. Yeah, I was like, I literally can't
It's like,
hear.
I have to block this out. Anyway, so they're together officially.
Can we just note that what do you call it? Her secret garden? Magic garden? What was
Magic
it?
Garden.
For a show that is so overtly sexual most of the time, like, what? Why use that kind of language?
Because
like, how many times did 18, quote unquote, 18-year-olds slap their asses at teachers in this episode?
Ooh, now that would be a good drinking game.
Too many. But we can't say anything related to actual anatomy. That would be obscene.
Vagina.
Yes. I would pay money to hear the cast of Glee say that.
So like, yeah, they sing this shit song and they're gonna be together. And the
amount of fucks you give about this episode is incredible. I appreciate your thorough research.
I think I can't remember who I typed this to. I'm like, this episode of Glee was depressing bullshit. Like, I hated it.
Yes.
Because usually you can at least count on Glee to be like cheesy, feel good, whatever, And this is just like sad. So this girl, she's settling. And then you see these shots of Rachel obviously being sad because like, I was in love with my high school sweetheart. Can't be with him because he's dead.
I feel like it would have been a good total eclipse of the heart moment to have Rachel contemplating Finn.
I think every scene, Alyssa's gonna be like, this is where they could have put in.
Total eclipse of the heart. Well, okay, wait, hold on a second. But didn't you like early on because they did total eclipse of the heart before, right?
Yeah.
I think I remember Alyssa had got that mixed up with a totally different song.
Yeah,
I did.
You
I
did.
remember-
Yes.
I did.
So do you want total eclipse of the heart or do you want that other song?
No, total eclipse of the heart.
You're like, honestly, either one at this point.
True.
What was it? How Can I Get You Alone? I think that was it.
Alone,
What?
yeah.
No, that can't be right.
Yeah, that
I
was
think
it.
you did.
'Cause
I
They
think-
sang it in front of a green background, and you were like, "And I love green."
No.
Simple times. Do you remember those times?
Once upon a time, there was light in my life. Now there's only love in the dark.
How I feel about Glee. So, anyways, Will is like, you know what? That's the last song of Glee. Just give me a reason. That's the note we're ending it on. Bottom of the barrel.
It was not a good choice, even by my standards, to like end on that. No,
Like, we're just gonna end on Quinn and Puck doing a duet. We're not gonna do a group number. We're not gonna. So he's like, yeah, Glee Club's over. They're like, oh, this can't be it. So then Gwyneth, she comes up to Artie and is like, Artie, I need you. And he's like, perfect. I've been waiting for this for years.
And he's like, let me just send a quick breakup text to Kitty. And I'm like, are you fucking serious?
This is centuries after the Joe Jonas Taylor Swift breakup. There has been discourse. Like, it has been established that we don't break up over text anymore.
Yes, that was the reason we decided that as a society.
Yeah. So like, he is behind the times. And like, that's so terrible to Kitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is like only 2 episodes or so after he was like, I'm not using Kitty. I love her. She loves me. Like, meh. And then like at the drop of your teacher potentially wanting to be with you, you're like, drop everything.
But also like the audacity that like he was waiting as if like he sensed that she would want to be with his misogynistic ass. Like, excuse me.
As if these two characters have ever had like an interaction.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And so she's like, no. So he presumably does not break up with Kitty. The status of Artie and Kitty's relationship, I would like to track as season 5 continues, because it does become a plot point later.
Interesting.
So Artie is like, yeah, like, okay. And she's like, yeah, we need the AV club, whatever. So really, was this scene necessary? Could they have sang Total Eclipse of the Heart instead?
Yes.
Yes, they could have.
So Will gets a letter and it says, come dressed in a vest to the auditorium for the real last Glee Club meeting.
I could not read it for the life of me.
I know.
I was like, that's an invitation.
That was like a wedding.
That's it. Yeah, that's all I knew.
I saw like the when and where, and it just said now.
I was like, I saw tie optional at the bottom, and I was like, what is
he going black tie to? Those were my exact thoughts. I could not read it at all. That was like a terrible mistake on whoever designed that invitation. Like, if you're gonna put something on the screen for people to read, make sure you can read the letters.
That person was probably paid like $5 every 35 weeks.
I mean, we've already established they don't really care about the quality of the episodes anymore. So,
well, no high schooler is gonna make an invitation like that anyway.
Oh, that was all Rachel.
No, you could go online, template, plug it in.
Microsoft Office.
Canva.
But why though? When you
it's probably a Microsoft
and like
publisher.
type it.
Yeah.
It just was too fancy for me.
Okay,
maybe one of the newbies did it.
We have spent more time on this invitation than anyone else in the history of the world. I'm confident in that.
We've spent more time on the invitation than Glee has spent on the newbies. And that's
we spent more time on the invitation than Glee spent on the invitation.
I mean, all this time, we could have been playing Total Eclipse of the Heart over this conversation.
I expect a cover of Total Eclipse of the Heart by you 3 at the end of this episode now.
Gleeboot cast version.
10 minutes.
Wait, no, not have to be in it.
Like, maybe we should. Like, not opposed.
That's the in memoriam of Gleeboot. Once there's no more content to be made, is you just do covers of every episode.
That's great.
I claim Run Joey Run.
You get drunk and sing karaoke.
Amazing.
I've solved it.
I love it.
So he comes in to the room, right? And a spotlight shines on him. And then the screen opens. The same screen they used to play Windows Media Player in the background of True Colors. Yeah.
It's a button, and I thought that was weird.
It's the button from the meme with the sweating guy, and he can't choose. It's that button.
Cool.
And so it starts playing, and Rachel's like, Mr. Schue, you're amazing. I don't even know.
No.
But just,
This is
It's
to
to Mr.
his future
Schue's-
child.
so it's to his future son or daughter, which, I think I did do something like that in college for one of my bosses. Or like parenting advice or some kind of thing like this. And
This
so
is just
she's
like just them being like, he's so great. I came out of the closet because he made me a safe space, except he didn't. He made everything really toxic, and he just let rude people just like scream at me. Also, I'm Kurt, and he made me always go and hang out with the boys during the gendered numbers because he hates me, actually.
and I'm Kurt, and I came out because of him, but yet he suspended me when I wanted to do Britney Week, or he sent me to the principal's office.
I'm Mercedes, and Mr. Schue
Made me throw up in booty camp while he berated me.
Yeah, he never respected me, probably because I'm a Black woman.
Hi, I'm Marley, and I was suspended because I wouldn't wear a bikini for a Lady Gaga themed number.
No, none of the new kids get to speak, which was so weird.
They say, like, Marley says, like, he could sing like Fred Astaire, or maybe dance. I don't like they.
No, that
I think
was
a couple
Mike.
of them.
I don't think
No,
they said anything.
Marley
Mike said
said
he
one
could.
thing.
What did she say?
She said like he can sing like Bing Crosby. I don't know. Like it was forgettable.
Yeah, it was the whole thing was just really weird.
And they're like, we all became who we were because of Will, and like my future Kurt and Blaine are like my future kids are gonna be born because of Will. And then Quinn's like, I donated the egg.
Yeah, that was.
There was one line that I thought was kind of funny where they're like, and we're here to tell you what your dad was like when he was young. And I was like, he's not young right now.
Okay, 35 is young.
It's not that young, though.
Like high schoolers wouldn't consider that young. Normal people would consider that young.
Yeah, and the people making the video are high schoolers.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? Like, it's very forgettable. They're just like, Will, thank you for white savioring all of us.
I wish that instead of coming out and starting to sing Don't Stop Believing, they would have sang To Sir with Love again.
I wish they would have sang Gold Digger. Remember when he sang this about your first wife who you thought was using you for money with her fake pregnancy?
They also could have sang Total Eclipse.
That's true. They could have.
Yeah, so they're like, yeah, he's amazing. And then they sing, let's remember that Quinn donated the egg because I don't want to spoil who Kurt and Blaine's surrogate is. But there will be a surrogate in this series. And so maybe the surrogate is using Quinn's egg, which they did do on Pretty Little Liars. So,
But also, why would you put that in a video to somebody else's kid?
Right. They'd be like, what does that mean? It's like, I don't have the time to explain to you in vitro fertilization.
they're going to be like, wait, were those people really close? And then Will be like, actually, no. This
No,
seems
they
kind of
never
random.
spoke again.
Like that may have been the writers trying to do like a little tease for their plan, but also like think about this for a second. Like,
But the thing
No.
is, I think the show never brings this up again.
Like a lot of things.
So then the originals come out. They're singing "Don't Stop Believing," and then
In Finn's place is Kurt, which was an interesting choice.
That was so weird hearing him sing low.
Yep.
It wasn't bad
no,
necessarily.
like I
It was
honestly wish they had him do it more.
Yeah,
I think they
I
should
just-
because isn't that his like normal range?
I don't know.
I mean, they have him sing high because he's Kurt, but doesn't
Yeah,
that
I don't-
actor have like a normal range?
Probably. I think it was just like, I was just like, oh my God, lower notes.
And then the new, like, Sam Blaine and everyone after them comes out like in the middle, and then they bring him on, and then Will starts singing. I'm like, great.
He's
And then-
dancing.
He puts his arms out in the Jesus pose.
Yeah.
Jesus
And then they
Christ.
proceeded to crucify him on stage.
Because they thought he would come back, but spoiler. And then so Tina and Blaine get a little, they're singing together with him. I'm like, Tina, this man does not deserve your singing. No one thanks Tina for making all their costumes ever.
No.
And then, so they sing Don't Stop Believing. I think this is the last time they sing it.
It was also, I think, the worst time.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
Because
not good.
It was trying to be like, remember, how young and enthusiastic these characters were? And it makes you think of what we've been through. And that should make you be happy. Like, oh my gosh, these characters have grown so much. But they really haven't. So it's actually like very sad. Like,
All I
it's
can
like very
be,
depressing.
yeah, all I can think of was like, these kids have lives outside of this high school, and yet they still come back to sing this fucking Journey song.
And like they're singing this song, and their friend who sang it, whose idea it was to sing it, is dead.
Yeah, it's
And like they're keep holding on. They're Glee holding on. Like
Gleeb Golden Glon.
like it is not a good time for a lot of these people. Like it's just weird.
Yeah.
Like they're like, it's the end of Glee Club, so we're gonna sing this song. But like you used it again in season 1. And then you held off for a while and you used it again in season 4. Like, yeah, so then Will so they sing it, Will's happy, whatever. Then Will's in the choir room, it's all empty except for this bench. Let's throw in the newbies before we get there, I guess.
Yeah, because they're cleaning in the middle of graduation.
They're just like, Unique's like, Kitty, will you still talk to me? And she's like, yeah, someone has to tell you your purse and your shoes don't match. And Unique's like, my purse and my shoes always match.
Yeah, so that was pointless.
And then
Ryder,
Jake's like,
oh yeah,
Jake's like, I'm sorry. Oh, like Sue won. And then
she
Marley's
beat
like,
us, and I'm like, you've been in this club for 9 months.
and then Marley's like, no, she didn't. What we had in here, the energy we had that shamed me for my eating disorder and that suspended me for not wearing a bikini and caused one boy to pressure me into asking me out and the other to cheat on me. And I had to hear about the girl tying and shrinking my costumes in the middle of an active school shooting situation. What we had in here was beautiful. That was all beautiful.
Ryder's like saying something. I'm like, bro, you were supposed to quit. Like you verbally quit to Schue and then never resolved that.
Yeah, he's like, I don't even know what he says. No, he's like, we all became better people in here. And I'm like, okay, Ryder did become a better person.
Wait, can we
just stay the same?
I feel like he had one of the biggest character arcs.
Really?
That didn't revert.
Well, because
That's the key, I think. Yeah, didn't revert.
Yeah.
Because he's no longer transphobic.
Yeah.
That's progress.
Yeah.
Which is not, I mean, it's good for him, but also look at all of the characters that we follow and actually care about that just haven't grown at all.
Yeah. Jake.
I remember so little about Ryder. I can't.
Right.
Nothing's coming to me.
Because
like I
Jake,
vaguely remember the catfishing stuff, but then like that was like barely resolved, and I was like, no.
Jake got worse.
Yeah, he got. I don't want to say better, because like you know, he can go out with as many girls as he wants, but like he dedicated himself to Marley, and they were trying to build some sort of relationship, and then
He dedicated himself to our Lord and Savior Marley Rhodes.
yes, and then he, you know, snatched by the devil, got back into some bad business. And the devil is
The devil Bray.
Brad.
Yes. So, you know, I don't.
My name is Satan. It's Janet. Miss Jackson. It's nasty.
Which prepared her for her musical numbers on Riverdale. That actress.
Yes.
I would throw Kitty in the mix, except that her actual moment of change got cut, so it doesn't count.
It got cut, and she had a non-canon religious experience.
Yes. Oh, I never want to talk about that Christmas episode ever again.
Are we sure that Glee is not all of the writers and producers like processing their own high school traumas?
Oh, it is.
Well,
for sure.
I don't know, because it feels like, especially like in the graduation scene, they have never met a high schooler or been to a graduation or been in a high school in the past 25 years. So
Yeah.
It's very apparent with the actual graduation scene where, you know, the classic part of graduation where you go up on stage and don't leave.
you're all just sitting in your seats. You don't line up in like alphabetical order. You don't, you go up and you come back down, you sit, then you all proceed somewhere else, or then you throw up your caps. Honestly, we weren't allowed to throw up our caps until we got outside.
I mean, I
Chaos.
remember lining up based on my screen time at my college. That's how we graduated, was based on our screen time, just like Glee.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so they got it right then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to just assume umbrella term everyone's experience with graduation.
You're like,
High school
I'm
was
not
different,
the main
but
character. I am
Yeah, no,
comic
absolutely.
relief.
I was
I'm a
second to
Fio's
last.
back.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I was one of the first people to walk on stage, so I guess I am a protagonist, which makes sense. I am an ENFJ, so.
You're just living in your own little Truman Show.
Oh, terrifying. Fun fact that I learned about the Truman Show, it also relates to Florida. Matt Gates, Representative Matt Gates, grew up in the house where like the outside of the Truman Show shot. Fun fact.
That is
How do you
insane.
find this out?
I watched this fantastic channel called Fundy Fridays. They recently did an episode on Matt Gates, and they talked about how up in bumfuck wherever northern Florida he lives, the Truman Show house, that's where he grew up. Fun fact. Anyway,
Homeschool graduation, actually, your parents would come up and give a speech because there are only like 20 of us.
right.
And then
That's
Just
what
like
was
Glee.
confusing. That's what was confusing. It was like, wait, are they literally all the graduates? Like, what is happening? And then all of a sudden they're on stage with like 50 other people. And I'm like,
that's actually, so one of the funny aspects of being homeschooled is that in some ways it's almost more like a high school TV show than real actual high school
Yeah.
because there's only like, there's like a few people you always see. There's a few people that come out of the woodwork for big events or graduation. Like they're like, so it is, and like the people who are like the mean kids or the popular kids will hang out with the not popular kids because there's only so many of you.
right.
So like it does make sense how like in Glee they're hanging out with Santana even though she's like mean to them. Like
Are you
that
saying
don't have
this
options.
Glee captured your homeschool experience?
like honestly
Like a little bit.
a little bit.
Wow, interesting.
I think High School Musical the series is closer.
Okay.
Because like in that show when they're having like a party, they're like playing a board game and drinking root beer, and that's more like what we did as homeschoolers because it's Disney. So like, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because homeschoolers like to boycott Disney, which is now in vogue again. But it's very funny because it was in vogue when I was a kid. I'm like, well, we all know how that worked. They own the world. By the time the Chronicles of Narnia movies came out, people suddenly weren't boycotting Disney.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're at this graduation. There's only like 20 people. One of them that Becky hugs is the guitar player, the one who was smiling during Shake It Off, Shake It Off, Shake It Off. So the band's graduating too. They announced them in no particular order. We'll get to Tina's announcement.
On stage at graduation.
Yep. I was like, Tina, what are you
Bananas.
doing?
Which like I can't like okay, I remember college graduation just sitting there like we could just sit in whatever order we wanted. And so like I was just sitting with my friends and my friend Emily, friend of the podcast, she's on every season. She would like whenever they started announcing valedictorian or like people, whatever, she would like point to herself and silently mouth like me, and like start to slowly get up and be like, oh okay, sorry.
That's great.
So yeah, the choir room is empty. There's just a piano bench.
Brad's piano bench.
Brad's piano bench. Will's sitting there. Sue comes in with her wine coolers that literally look like Hawaiian punch. And like literally watching it, like and talking about it, I'm like craving Hawaiian punch right now.
You know what it reminds me of? Those Jones sodas.
Oh yeah.
That's bad. Yeah, I get that.
Because
Yeah.
they're so bright. They look like toxic.
Yeah.
When Alyssa was watching it, she was like, they're drinking lava lamps.
Oh, that's great.
And she's
they're
like,
thick like lava lamps too.
Yeah.
yeah. And she's like, you did a thing. You helped a lot of people. I'll never see the world the way you did, but you made a difference in those kids' lives. And, I put you up for an interview at Carmel High for vocal adrenaline. And he's like, there are enemies. And she's like, there is no R anymore.
Also, I'm pretty sure Carmel High School is like somewhere near Akron. Akron is not close to Lima. So that's gonna be one fuck of a commute.
And then he's like, she's like, imagine what you could do with a real budget. I'm like, what we found out last week is he had a budget. And
Yeah,
he just
also,
spent it all on
let's quickly go
private
back to
performance.
Goop. Where did that money come for that giant party?
Yeah.
The money's gone.
Our taxpayer dollars at work.
Went to a foam party for the high school animal husbandry club.
You know what? And if it was going to a foam party they actually wanted and were going to enjoy, sure. You know what? Why else do I pay taxes?
No one had actual fun.
Yeah, exactly.
They had to listen to Gwyneth Paltrow sing the same 7 words all over and over and over
with
again.
a bunch of
Yeah, no,
graduated
Goop had
students.
a blast. The whole thing was just so that she could party all the time.
Oh yeah, well I can't remember when Holly and April are just there and they're like, we did a good job. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you did, but
You
okay.
guys didn't do shit.
And then they're like, Gwyneth Paltrow, Holly is like, do you want to go on one of those gay boy cruise ships? We'd be the only women and get all the attention. And April was like, sure. That sounds,
But
I never
there
thought
was
you'd
like
ask.
a bunch of other stuff that she added to it. It was like get drunk, rob a bank, and then go
Yeah.
on these cruises. And I was like, I mean, April's being investigated by the SEC. I don't think she has time to rob a bank.
But has time for that? Me. I would go with Holly. It sounds so fun.
Though, like, to be honest, when I'm in like a setting that's supposed to be mainly gay men and they're like straight women there because they just like hang out with gay men, I'm usually annoyed with them.
Yeah. Well,
Like, yeah.
No, I wouldn't go because there are gay men. I would go because there are no straight men. That's why.
That's the key.
Yeah.
We don't want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
We want to hang out with not straight men.
Yep.
but we don't want to be totally alone on a ship.
Correct.
Because girls only fight, and that's it. That's what I've learned from Glee.
That's
Yes.
100%
We all hate
true.
each other.
Yeah.
Hashtag Glee hates girls. I literally say that every episode now since Tina said it, but it's true. Sue leaves. Will is like hearing the voices of these students. He's lost it. He's literally
The ghost of
unhinged.
Glee past.
Yeah.
Rachel's like, being a part of something special makes you special. That's like a famous quote. And then there's like,
He
they all say a bunch of
bows.
orange. Yeah, he bows to the audience.
Which isn't there.
Like we're
It's
in a
like-
weird production of Cabaret.
like when we say
Black out during this. I did not remember this
when
at
we
all.
say the choir room is empty, there is nothing. There's no chairs. It's literally just that bench. That's it. Empty.
No bleachers, no nothing.
Nothing. He bows, and I'm like, you pretentious motherfucker. I hate you.
Yeah. It is like Cabaret. I think that's Cabaret and something like that. They're like dancing and singing. They're like, there's no one here because the Nazis are killing them all. Like, and then he leaves. He goes into the heavenly light.
Yep.
Jennifer Love Hewitt is there, and of course,
he died.
guiding
and
him
walked
towards
through
the
light door.
Keep Holding On is playing like it did in Ghost Whisper because that song has also played in Ghost Whisper and Criminal Minds. And then it ends with Finn saying, we all wanted to win this for you. And I think we're not seeing Will for a while.
Because he died.
Thank God.
He died, yeah.
He walked through the door.
The symbols are there. Like,
Yeah.
it's very
Sue
obvious.
murdered him actually. And this
Yeah.
is him dying.
The lava lamp was poisoned.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because they tasted it. He was like, oh God, that's awful. She's like, well, yeah, that's why this company went out of business.
Well,
Yeah.
they also
But-
went out of business 20 years ago or something.
Yeah, so they've been sitting, she's been waiting to have him for a special occasion, which means they've been sitting for 20 years in some box.
And those aren't like a nice rum or a nice
It doesn't
brandy.
age well. It just
No.
like it's so much worse. So
We
imagine like
cracked it.
if it was so bad that it sucked 20 years ago, how bad it would have been 20 years later. I can't know.
He drank it. He was poisoned. He started hallucinating and he died.
Oh,
And And that's
You're
why there's
right.
not the rest of season 5 and there's not a season 6 because the show
This is
ends
the
here.
end.
Yep.
I
Yep.
mean, it made sense. You know, our coach, he could be going to another Glee club. Other storylines we haven't talked about have kind of somewhat resolved. That's the end of the show, right? Not a satisfying ending, but you know what? It's an ending.
Yeah.
But no,
So
How is there more? How is there more?
I don't know.
just don't. How?
I don't know. I don't get it.
I honestly feel the same way about this episode because we have like 2 more storylines to discuss. Okay, so Mercedes and Kurt, they're like, you know, friends have disagreements. We disagreed about tots.
We graduated last year and then decided, you know what? We're at the school. We might as well grab lunch here too. And Mercedes getting her tots, and Kurt's there body shaming her again.
And
And she's talking about how potatoes are vegetables.
which you can live off of just potatoes. It's true.
They do have nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if tater tots have nutrients.
But
But
potatoes
potatoes do.
Yeah. And so then they're like, but you know, it's great when you can just be friends or whatever. And then they shine spotlights on Rachel and Santana, and they sing the most boring song I've ever heard. I Am Changing.
Another song
Yeah,
from
why?
Dreamgirls.
Is it from Dreamgirls?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to Google that one. I was like,
I'm sure it was
Effie
good in
sings it.
Dreamgirls.
Yeah, it
Why
makes sense
is
in
it
Dreamgirls. It doesn't really make sense here. Also, I don't think it's
No.
a duet in Dreamgirls.
It has nothing really to do with like them getting over hard places and friendships, like what they were talking about. It just completely is nonsensical in this
Yeah.
context.
Kind of like that other time they used the Dreamgirls song that was about like the character in Dreamgirls being pregnant, and Mercedes was singing that.
Yeah, and they were all
part, and I
dressed in
was like-
costume.
And I was like, what is happening? Anyway. Yeah.
was that supposed to be like Mercedes and Kurt like pretending that they had actual friendship issues to like be like relatable?
Yeah.
I think so. 'Cause I think they're
Like-
basically like storytelling to their friends, Santana
So that,
and
yeah.
Rachel, being like, hey,
So they'll make up.
we had a small disagreement about tots, which like has absolutely it's a complete false equivalency to the stuff that you guys are going through. But you know what? We made up and we're singing together.
Also, they didn't say what their argument was about. It was like we had a fight, cut to flashback, and then somehow everybody knew what they were talking about.
Oh, interesting.
It was
Oh,
like we
yeah.
had a fight last week, and then Artie was like, I was behind you. It's like,
Yeah.
bitch, they didn't tell you what they were fighting about. Like, what?
And then, so
Seems
Rachel's
so weird.
looking wistfully at Santana, and then she comes up to Santana in the bathroom, and she's like, I want to talk to you. And Santana's like, you know, fine, because if I don't express my rage or my venom every day, I get constipated.
I liked that.
That's a good line.
Mhm.
And then she was like, I want to give you 10 shows. They can be all in a row. They can be whatever. You know, I've been unkind to you. She admits that she's wrong. This
Yes.
is actually big for Rachel. This is actually like some character growth.
It's also weird though. She's like, I'll give you 10 shows. I'm like, I don't think that's how it works, but sure,
That's-
go off.
Yeah. They don't know how Broadway works in this show.
They don't know how high school works. They don't know how Broadway works. Do they know how people work? I don't think so.
I don't think so. And Santana's like, no, I want this part, all or nothing. I won't be happy till you quit. You're
Is
only
Is this the first time we actually hear her saying that she's
Yeah.
gonna steal the part?
Yeah.
I think she's implied it, but now she's saying it. Like, I'm gonna take the part, like it's mine. And then Rachel's just like, and then then Brittany has all these lilies because they're the lesbian of flowers.
Because of what? Georgia O'Keeffe?
I don't understand that whole thing. I was like, why would Santana be mad about the Lesbos thing? Because that's like fucking quintessential like lesbian shit. It's like Lesbos is lesbian. Like, why are you mad about that?
Okay, so a little context. Last week in the episode, right? was last episode where
last episode.
Brittany like came on really hard at Santana, and Santana's like, listen, like I worked really hard to get over you. I'm in a relationship, etc. So maybe that could be why she was so affronted by it.
Yeah, it's like when you say to someone, I don't want to be serious, and then they get you 2 dozen roses the next day.
Yeah. Uncomfy.
Brittany is basically just like, hey, you never really wanted to be a Broadway star. Like, why do you care about this so much? Like, let's just go to Lesbos and have fun and be together.
How do we know that Santana didn't want to be a Broadway star? Like, she wants to be an actor, right?
She wants to be famous. She wants to be a star.
famous.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the kid in the Vine.
I want to be famous.
Yes.
Honestly, Santana should have just stuck it out as an understudy because, like, as someone who's gone to Broadway shows and seen the understudies, I'm way more excited to see the understudies than I am the leads because it's usually something special.
Yeah.
Like,
You know, you would think that someone would explain these things to these people, and yet they're like, no, understudies are just going to come after my part. And it's like, oh my God, shut up.
like
Yeah.
understudies are what make the show run. Like,
Mhm.
Santana, like you do your research, you would have gotten way more acclaim as an understudy
I
from the
feel like
community, you know?
The people who wrote this show are operating their idea of what Broadway is like
Yeah.
on how Hollywood functions,
Yeah.
which is all backstabbing and underhanded stealing of things. So
Yeah, their understanding of theater is very tall girl too, you know.
Yeah, I guess if your audience in Glee are people who watch movies and TV shows, it's not a Broadway audience.
But like, I mean, theater kids did love the show, and theater kids knew that understudies are a
They
thing.
understand how
Well,
understudies
that's true.
work.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this show is it's just so strange. Like the longer it keeps going on, the stranger it gets. Like in terms of like how they represent real life things. It's like, do you know what a Broadway is? Like what are you talking about?
So Brittany's like, yeah, don't like just that. Come here with me, and then
One-way tickets. They're moving to the Isle of Lesbos, apparently.
yeah,
No immigration paperwork, nothing. Like, do these people have passports?
probably.
I don't know. I didn't have a passport till I was like 22.
Oh my
I
gosh,
still don't have a
haven't used
passport.
it.
I got one in high school.
I got one
No,
in
I got one in college.
like middle school, elementary school,
But why? Where did you go?
Canada.
Nope, never went to Canada.
Me either. I've literally never
I
been
did.
out of the US.
I
Mhm.
technically went out of the US because we went to Niagara Falls. And that was
Oh.
before
You went to
A, I was an infant, and B, that was before you needed a passport to go to Canada.
Yeah.
Have you been to Epcot? Because that does count.
Oh, yes, I have. I have drank around the world many times.
Yeah, that counts.
You don't need a passport though.
They have a drinking passport.
That yes, I've heard of this. I've never been to Epcot.
It's a good time.
Yeah, Epcot's really fun.
It was pretty fun.
Okay. So then she comes up to Rachel and is like, you know what? You're right. Like, I'm just doing this because like this is something you've worked for your whole life, and I'm just ruining it. I'm here to ruin a dream, you know, and like that's not right. Like I shouldn't be out here because like she's like, because I'm a mean person and that's why I'm doing it. And like I don't want to be that way. Like I should go pursue my own happiness. So I just called Gay-Face director or texted him and quit. I'm gonna go to
So
Lesbos.
unprofessional.
Yeah, what a way to quit. She's going to be blacklisted, never allowed in Broadway again.
Yeah. And then she's going to go with Brittany to Lesbos.
And
then-
Hawaii
Yeah.
and New York.
Because she gets Brittany graduate, like they get her announced that she's gonna graduate. And so Brittany graduates, and then there's a scene with Brittany and Santana, and they're like, let's go to Hawaii and then come back with me to New York. So they're gonna be in New York. Everyone's going, except for somebody who we will talk about. But Rachel and Santana are like, we should sing a song together. So then they sing Be Okay. Sarah's not a fan.
No, it was weird. weird.
It felt really fake. Like it
I
felt
mean,
like
you
this
can
is
feel
in
that
the
they hate each
prime.
other.
Yeah, this is in the prime of like when they like cannot stand each other.
Like, how do you go from you're trying to steal my job to like, buddy, let's sing a duet in the choir room?
You don't. It's not how real people work.
Yeah, the writers have never met another person in their entire lives.
They were born straight from their mother's rooms at like 25 plus years into the writer's room.
And they communicate through letters. They're all in separate writers' rooms, not their house. They drive to a writer's room where they communicate not by email with letters.
Handwritten
to
letters.
the other. Yeah.
In different
why
languages.
The invitation was so fancy because they get bored of just writing normal letters.
Yep.
Wow.
Canon.
Yeah, we cracked it. I should have asked that when I saw Roberto at the Riverdale panel. I should have been like, so as a Glee writer, I think you've never met a person before, correct?
Is this correct? And then he'll be like, I'm on stage with all these people. And be like, they don't count. I'm talking about when you were on Glee. Like, you have now since met people.
This is the first time you've met people right now in this room.
As a homeschooler, people would actually be like, well, how do you meet people? And you'd be like, I'm actively meeting you right now.
So whatever we're doing, this is how I do it.
So then they sing Be Okay, whatever. I find it funny that they're like, everyone kind of jiving, and Mike is like, I'm going to dance to this. And he like grabs Tina, and it's only them dancing like in the corner.
Well, they're the dancers, right? Well, he's one.
Mike is.
Yeah. Well, that's his job in Glee is to dance. And what's the point of him?
He did this little move where he's like doing little hype hands in a circle. It reminded me of a gingerbread man.
Cute.
I didn't see any of this. Do you know why? Because I skipped all of the music numbers because they sucked so bad.
No, I was literally like, I get why Hannah skips. I want to be done with
most
this
times
number.
I don't mind sitting through it because sometimes there's like things that happen in the background that are interesting. But like the music has to be somewhat decent enough for me to stick around. Otherwise I'm like, fuck this. Click, click, click.
You say most times. But every time.
You say you're skipping.
No, I mean, like, well, okay. Pretty much every time that I have skipped, I've told you guys. But, like, that means, like, the rest of the times I'd sit there and watch it. Or, like, I zone out and it's on. But, like, I catch little things. Like, I don't skip.
I just love the way you're saying it because it's like, you're like, I have a Glee podcast and I want a medal for each number I sit through.
Kind of at this point. Well, that's the thing is that, like, it really has been like the past like few weeks of the show that I'm like, this is so bad. Like I cannot even sit through the thing that makes people come back or like give them money is the music. Like it's so bad.
Yeah. So I guess Rachel and Santana. Rachel's funny girl now. Glad Rachel can once again get something she wants with no conflict. But she was actually being like a mature person this episode. So I was like, okay, I guess you kind of earned it. And then, so Tina's she's monologuing. She's narrating. She's like, everyone else has a plan.
At the beginning of the episode, we have reverted yet again.
I did not get accepted to my backup school, Ohio State. I only had one. And so she's like, so I applied, I had to get to New York. So I applied to this Jewish college and she said her name was Tina Cohen.
Why did she need to go to New York if her options that she picked were Brown, which is in Rhode Island, and Ohio State, which is in Columbus? Like, why does she have to go to New York? That's going to be way more expensive to live.
There's so many schools in New York too.
Like, yeah, like why? I don't understand.
And then she gets rejected because she's not Jewish enough.
Which is...
And they know that she's not Tina Cohen. She's in fact Tina Cohen.
Because I'm pretty sure when you apply to a college, you have to like give like your social security number. And stuff.
Yeah.
They can like find you.
Yeah.
And also like she writes Cohen and then C and then she's crossed with the other C and then Tina because it's last name, first name. So like they can clearly see that like she started writing Chang. She just didn't finish it and crossed it out like nothing happened.
Who does that?
But
whiteout exists for a reason, and or
just
applying online.
It's the first
Unless
thing you
you're
wrote. Just do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
unless you're Hillsdale College, and you take no money from the government, fuck that place. I don't think you can not admit someone because of their religious or
No, it's
ethnic identity.
discrimination.
No, you can't.
Like you can't be like they can't not let you into a Catholic school because you're not Catholic.
It's literally discrimination.
They probably try and kick you out of it. Some schools make you sign stuff to basically be like, I can't be gay.
Well, that's like, there's ways to get around it. Like if you see a person and you're like, I don't want to admit them because they're not Catholic, then instead you don't admit them because you say that their test scores are too low.
Or
like, but the fact that they were just straight up, you're not Jewish enough is
yeah.
Well, that little
no one would ever
sequence
say
was
that.
Probably that was just like what Tina thought they thought.
Well,
too.
sometimes it's hard to tell in Glee. Could go either
It really
way.
is.
Well, I was like, well, this is really weird up until at the very end of that little like cut where it was just like, and you're the worst human ever. And it's like,
Right,
oh, okay,
right.
so this is just imagined. Okay.
Yeah, Tina is like, if it wasn't for Mr. Schue, I wouldn't have been prom queen, which was kind of a bad experience for me. But I'm also like, Mr. Schue, nothing to do with that. And then she's like, but I guess I still would be faking a stutter. You had to be there. So
I
she's
felt
upset.
that in my heart of like, I don't, yeah, I did. I had to be there. I don't know.
Season 1 Tina is in a different dimension, a different multiverse. I'm expecting to see her in the new Doctor Strange movie. They're going through the multiverse. They're like, season 1 Tina of Glee.
They're all Disney properties. And she's like, Doctor Strange? And he'll be like, listen, I looked into all of the multiverses. You do not have a stutter. Shut the fuck up.
And then they sing The Witch Doctor.
And then he just sends her through a portal back to wherever she came from.
So,
Kevin Feige, get on it.
You also just
added
glazed over her whole unconscious vision of them being in Friends. Like we just like skipped that whole thing.
No, we're getting to it. We're getting to it.
Okay.
So they're packing up the trophies, and Tina comes in and she starts crying. Like, oh, Tina, don't cry. But then she's like, I'm gonna go to New York. We're all gonna be in New York together. And then Sam's like, oh, because Kurt and Blaine run in and they're like, we have great news. And Sam's like, you got married and you adopted twin Russian babies. Yes. And then they're like, no, Blaine got into NYADA. And they're like, we're all going to New York together. And then Sam spins with a trophy and knocks Tina out.
I was like, poor Tina. Like, how many times does she have to fall to the ground and just be, what a messy bitch.
I was gearing up for this entire episode to be a Tina.
Me too.
Like,
should have been.
I was excited.
I don't know. I don't know if I could have done the Rachel hairdo she had. And then like Rachel with the Monica hairdo. Oh my God, it was so bad.
So they're in Friends. Like
Which is called Chums.
Chums. And they're dancing around to vaguely Friends-like music.
Yes. I was like, this isn't quite right, but they got it enough where I'm like, I see, I hear.
Which is funny considering how much music Glee rents that they didn't spring for the Friends theme. And so yeah, they're in New York. They're like, she's like, if I wanted to watch, she runs to Blaine and Kurt making out, and she's like, if I wanted to watch men in tight pants slobbering all over each other, I'd watch Monday Night Football.
And then there's like a laugh track.
And then
that was so bad. I hated the laugh track.
Artie's like, why doesn't this building have an elevator? They're like, it does. He's like, no, you tell me. And then Sam forgets his clothes.
Rachel went to to get tanned at someplace.
A Vietnamese donut shop.
And I'm like, okay.
And she's like, I'm never getting out of here. So then Rachel is the Ross, I guess.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, she has the Monica hairdo, but she acts like Ross. So she's all the Gellers. That means like they like all live in that apartment together. I'm assuming because like Tina's there. Yeah. Tina's there like cooking or something. And then they also all work at the diner together too. So it's chaos.
And then Mike comes out and he's like, I'm here to win Tina back. But also she's dancing to homeless people. And then he's like, I brought some friends or chums with me. And then Puck, Brittany, and
Mercedes
pop out. Not Quinn. Quinn is not in Tina's fantasy. And they're like, oh yeah. And then she wakes up and she's like, I had the best vision. Like, New York's gonna be so great. And then at graduation, she announces that she got into Brown.
So she has her back turned to the audience watching this all stuff happen. And also Blaine's like calls her Tina Cohen crazy.
Tina Cohen crazy.
What?
You know
what is that
Blaine
sexist bullshit?
He's earned the right to call her that.
Yes.
Because she did rub the ointment on him. But she should be able to call him like Blaine Crazy Pantserson or Blaine Puppet Fetishist.
Yeah.
Or as Will calls, or as Stu called him, Little Doe-Eyed Pervert.
Yeah.
Because of all the crazy shit she saw him do. Or Blaine bad at twerking. She's like, yeah, so they're like, Jenna Ushkowitz, you getting written off, girl. This is your last storyline. Like, it isn't the last time we see Tina. We will see Tina. It's not like it's Marley or something, because I think this is the last we see Marley. But like, Tina doesn't get to be in the Glee 2.0, whatever hell we're approaching.
Oh,
so
boy.
she's not in New York at all. Like, Red Island's not that far.
She'll be, we'll see.
It's just like drivable.
Yeah.
We'll see her again this season. But I remember seeing someone talk about this episode and they said, Tina got into Brown. Good for Tina, bad for Jenna Ushkowitz.
Yeah. You know what? I really hope that Tina, even though you've already said it, I hope she never shows up again. She realizes her worth. She finds people who actually respect her and treat her properly. And then she just like never fucking sees any of those assholes again.
Like, Artie gets to go, but not Tina. Like, they think there are more Artie stands than Tina stands. Like,
Don't know.
I don't know.
Like, it's not like Artie is a particularly fun character to write. Like, that's why Sam is there, because he's fun to write and they need a straight white male. But like,
Tina's more
Sam
fun
is goofy,
to
so
write
he's fun
than
to
Artie,
write
I'm sure.
than Artie, yeah.
Because Artie, like, his dream sequences are just like about how he's walking in his dream sequences. And it's like,
Yeah.
At some point you got to be just like, this feels wrong. Maybe we should just write weird stuff with Tina instead.
Yeah, it's just justice for Tina.
Hashtag Glee hates Tina.
Glee hates girls, specifically Tina.
Girls named Tina Cohen Chang.
Okay, so that's really all the storylines, right?
Don't know.
I think so.
This episode
Yeah.
had so little connective tissue that it was just happening at me.
What adds to the humor is, as Hannah's saying this, her camera got turned off.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So it's just like, it's happening to me. Mini emoticon of it.
It's not a picture of a lighthouse, unfortunately. So it looks like, okay, so Quinn and Puck told everyone, oh yeah, I'm gonna be in New Haven, he's gonna be wherever the fuck he is in the military. So they're doing long distance. That's only gonna go great.
She'd rather do hard with him than easy with somebody else.
Which makes zero sense, but sure.
No.
And Santana says wanky, and she's like, Santana, enough with your sex.
Oh yeah, and then Santana's like, I mean, no, seriously, like, I really love this pairing, and then I vomited.
I'm like, do you, Santana? Do you? Because I think I remember you were sexting Puck while they were babysitting, while Puck and Quinn were babysitting each other, and then Quinn didn't know what sexting was.
Oh yeah. I wrote, this is so dumb, but it feels like an ending, so let's end the whole show. Am I supposed to feel sad? There are more eps in this season. They should have just ended this here. What the fuck? No one on this writing staff has ever been to a graduation ceremony. Yeah, I think we covered it all. Oh wait, I have one last one. Ew, in all caps. That could honestly be about anything.
Yes.
So Ta-ta-ta.
Tina
time.
time.
It's gonna be one of our, I guess we'll continue to have Tina time.
Yeah. We'll have to start
This is gonna be
tracking
one
if
of
she's
our
even in
last-
an episode.
Yeah.
It's like she's gonna revert back to season 1 Tina, where like no lines, like barely on screen.
This will be worse because she may never be on screen in some episodes when like I think pretty much every episode we just saw like one flash of her.
Yeah.
In a way, that's kind of like a weird improvement because at least it's not like an obvious neglect.
Yeah.
Of, like she's here, we're just not
Out of
focusing
sight,
on her.
out of mind.
Tina should be seen and not heard.
Ooh.
Hashtag Glee hates Tinas. How many lines, guys?
15.
I did not count.
She had a bunch. She did VO. She talked to people.
Yeah, she was big in this one.
We totally glossed over the cover of Loser Like Me.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. When the boys are like, "Oh God, Tina's having one of her episodes. Hurry, let's sing a song to tell her how she should really feel."
She like comes in, they're moving all these lilies. They're from Brittany. They don't know how they got there.
Oh yeah.
And
Why didn't
she's like,
Brittany take the flowers home? She spent so much money on those. Why did she leave them?
She's an enigma.
well, she can't. Cats are allergic to lilies. She can't take them back to Lord and Lady Tubington.
That's true.
She got them for Santana. Why didn't Santana take them? Well, for obvious reasons, but.
So then they're like, Tina, she's like, I'm free falling. I'm Tina Cohen, loser. And I'm like, great line.
Great segue
and then
into the worst.
they're like, a loser like me.
Bam, bam.
And then they sing the capitalist anthem.
Yes.
Meritocracy anthem, written probably all by nepotism babies. Loser like me.
It was, you know how like Teenage Dream piano cover was like, oh, like this is like a really interesting take on the song. Like it's actually nice. And then you remember Girls Just Want to Have Fun Slow, and like some of us liked it and some of us did not because it's not good. And then, you know, some of us can have to be cultured. And then this happened and I'm like, oh no, this is the worst of every world.
It's just the songs taking away just the energy pop energy of it, like the Glee energy of it, just shows of how bad a song it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't remember it at all.
Which
Like not even a little
either
bit.
version?
No, I remember the first.
Right.
I at least like have an inkling of the first
Yeah.
version and like when it happened. Like there's a big empty spot in my brain
Yeah.
where you're telling me this song goes, and I'm just sort of like,
'cause you're like, that's
are you
the spot
sure that this
reserved
happened?
for Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Exactly.
So fun fact that I recently read, the whole myth of nerds getting revenge on popular kids because they'll make more money is actually, it is a myth, because not all the time, but statistically, if you're good at making connections with people and like building bonds, like you do better in your career. So loser?
Oh.
Like, I don't know. It just,
Are you calling people losers right now, Cullen?
maybe.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Because you're an extrovert and you were popular, so you can do that.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just saying that whole the whole incel culture, the whole men just make money, and like that whole thing of like revenge.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Is kind of Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
Is kind of a myth, like it's, again, there are people that like they're bullied because they're really smart and they're gonna do well because they're really smart.
Yeah.
But like
it's very classist. I think like what we talked about before, like that song
Yes.
is kind of like on a big part of it is aimed at those kind of people where it's like,
Not
I'm gonna do better. But I'm like, you're theater kids, like the odds of like, it's not saying like, oh, I'm going to be, even though you bullied me, I'm going to be happy in life. I'm going to do what I want. It's like, I'm going to make more money than you. You're going to do menial labor for me. Like, it's not a good luck.
no. Anywho.
especially when it's sung by like a couple of people, like especially Blaine, like could afford to go to private school and like
Yeah.
like
Yeah. And like, was Blaine ever slushied? I don't think so.
I don't know.
You're only a loser if you've been slushied. So I did not call people losers because they probably were not slushied because no one in the real world does that. But I think that's the definition. And if you pull up Merriam-Webster dictionary, loser, someone who's been slushied.
Mm-hmm.
Alternate, gloozer.
That's your first merch. I'm a gloozer.
We have had so many merch
Yeah,
ideas.
we just never did it. We honestly should have like a while ago, but whatever.
MVPs and LVPs. Sarah, least valuable player.
Oh, Lordy. Least valuable player besides the newbies, because no one cares about them. Maybe Puck? Because he was just like, why? Like, it was just a throwaway plot line, and he's there for like 3 seconds, and then in the video at the end where he's just like, I was a shitty human and you made me less than shitty. Like, I don't know. He had no reason to be in the dang episode.
Yeah.
In a way. I mean, I think everyone lost in this one, but
They're all losers like me.
that's true. That's what we learned.
Maybe I'm the real loser because I'm watching Glee every week.
I'm gonna go with Kurt for getting on Mercedes about eating tots, I guess. Like
Ooh. That's good.
no one won, but also like was anyone like Santana was also very shitty, but I'm so sick of talking about Rachel and Santana. But she does eventually come around. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kurt for getting on Mercedes about tots. Tots are delicious.
I'm gonna go with Holly Holiday for doing that terrible impression of a real person.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, I changed.
Yeah, jokes.
No, my no, yeah, that's it. I changed my answer.
Yeah. I was about to say Holly too.
Yeah,
that was bad.
It was bad.
MVP. Who could you scrape together, Sarah, as an MVP?
MVP. You know, you told me to think about this, and it's just so hard to pick one. Maybe Brittany, just because I like her. For no other reason. I think maybe Tina. She did a lot of work in this episode. A lot of growth. Yeah, that's true.
It's true. I'm gonna go with Becky because she graduated and she and Sue had a really sweet moment where like she was really hugging Becky. Kind of like that's one of those like really small moments that reminds me of like, oh yeah, like these characters like actually care about each other. I think they're the only two characters that do actually care about each other though. So
I'm gonna go with Rachel for showing a modicum of growth and being like, I'm gonna give you 10 shows because I feel like that was pretty mature of her.
It was also
in
8
this
shows,
weirdly.
not 10. So
It was 10, wasn't it? 10?
It was 10, and then later Santana's like, yeah, I don't have the stamina to do 8 shows a week.
oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though that's not how Broadway works at all,
No.
like in this universe, sure.
But clearly she doesn't know how Broadway works. So that's very generous, I guess, to be like, I'll actively give you a show.
It's 10.
I was thinking of Virgil because of the growth, and because you did say like I can't stand this fighting, like I can't deal with it anymore with Santana, and like that is big for Rachel. But I'm also Tina got into Brown.
yeah.
She gets to be away from these people.
Yes.
She's the real winner. Because like I can't imagine. I almost did room with one of my high school friends, but like I can't imagine going to college and then spending all my time with people I knew in high school.
Yeah. Like, so my friend Kyle, who was on the podcast, he and I
Your
went.
Glee father.
My Glee father. We went to high school together, and then we started at the same college together. But like, just things that happened, like he decided that he wanted to go somewhere else, and so like, I think that was actually like really good for us because then we were both forced to like be on our own and grow as our own people. So yeah, like even like sure, like stay friends with your high school friends. Like you can have like really great long-term relationships with those people. But I think it would be awesome for pretty much everyone to just like decide to do your own thing and hopefully you can kind of do it on your own without, I don't know what I'm saying. Branch out.
Yeah.
No, I think
Branch
that's exactly, like, that's super important. Like, we all think we're going to be best friends with our high school friends forever, but like, you need space. You need to learn who you are as a person.
Yeah.
And then maybe you'll still be friends.
Didn't think that.
I knew I was going to grow apart from some of my high school friends. Yeah.
I think it was like the hope that maybe you wouldn't drift apart from like your best friends in high school, but
Was I also the only person who moved like a shit ton and never kept any friends? Like,
well, I moved a shit ton, but I always went to the same school.
Yeah, same.
Small city.
Yeah.
yeah. So like I moved every 2 years, didn't keep any friends. So I pretty much anticipated that I was not going to have any friends from high school.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And especially good for Tina for getting out and breaking the cycle and getting away from all these people who were super mean to her.
Yeah. Breaking the Glee Club to New York pipeline.
Yes.
Yeah. To prison. I assume that's the final Glee Club to New York to prison. Yeah. The music.
Oh, that's right. There was music.
Loser Like Me. Be okay. Don't stop believing. Party all the time.
The one at the very beginning.
Just Give Me a Reason. There was that. And then what was the one at the very beginning?
The one that
I Am Changing.
Yeah.
I'm shaking things up. I'm going first because I just want to get out of my system. Party all the time is stuck in my head and I hate it. Okay. Your turn, Sarah.
Unfortunately, that's going to be my favorite because it was the only one that actually felt enjoyable to listen to.
What was your least favorite?
Least favorite was Loser Like Me.
Yeah.
Oh, see, but then I think, I'm Changing. Just Give Me a Reason. Loser Like Me. Those are all bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
They're all bottom
There's
tier.
like nothing, even like, none of them are like top tier. They're all low tier.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But like objectively, like to me, I guess it's subjectively, but like objectively, like that is a bad cover. Like the slow version of Loser Like Me like sucks.
It's my least favorite because I don't remember it.
What's your least favorite, Hannah?
It's got to be that one. Like that is the worst of these bad songs.
Well, Loser Like Me, like you could feel that it was bad. Where the other ones were just like, this isn't a good cover. But that one was just like, this is bad.
Yeah.
That had more friends than you know energy.
I actually was like, I wish they had done that song instead. So I didn't feel as bad making fun of it.
So Sarah, your favorite was Party All the Time.
Yeah, because it was actually like fun. And it didn't make me feel sad on the inside and like my soul was dying.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that was the one I watched the most of. Yeah, I didn't like anything else. I guess that's.
And it was entertaining. You see all those ag kids in the background being like, "What the fuck is this?"
Goop sounded okay. She looked great. She got to dance a lot. It's fun.
There was roller skates.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Total Eclipse of the Heart. You all saw that one coming.
Now you have to cover it. You have to. You have to do it.
How do you know the song
starts?
I'll do the turn around.
Every now and then. We need Jonathan Groff here to help us. That's what it was.
Just tweet him.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey,
will you do a cover of Total Eclipse of the Heart for our shitty Glee podcast?
We could pay for a cameo too.
I will not be investing money to that. Those are so cringe. Like, I'm sorry to like any actors who are like doing those or anyone who like asks for them. They're just so cringe. I can't. Cullen, what was your favorite song?
My favorite song was Be Okay.
Oh, it was so
It was fun.
cringe.
But at the beginning, no, that was Santana and Rachel. At the beginning, it goes like, and there's like a little drum, and it like I feel like I'm in a Target commercial, and I'm like, oh, fun.
Yeah, I don't remember it being like a peppy song at all.
Oh,
It was. It's
Yeah,
very
it's
peppy.
just like blank. There's no memory of this.
I almost went with Don't Stop Believing because I'm like, okay, it's not a bad song. Like, it's just like, it's a classic, but I'm like, it's the 35th time they've done it. Like, okay.
I'm over it.
We're over it. But you know what we're not over? The jewelry that Sarah makes.
Oh, good. That was a great segue. Nice. Excellent.
It wasn't even so much a compliment either. It was just like clever segue.
Yes, it is I who makes jewelry.
But yeah, where can people follow you on social media? Maybe purchase some of your creations.
I am That's Sarah Jones on all the places that you can have a social media presence if I have an account on it. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Yeah, I've been getting into the art show scene lately. So if you're ever in the Indiana area, I might be at a craft show, which is very fun. So I'm really
Come
enjoying
to
it.
the craft show, find her table, and be like, I listened to you on Gleeboot.
Yeah, tell me all of your Glee thoughts.
That
I
would
will
be
listen to
so crazy, though.
Please. No, actually, like in all seriousness, if you found me via this podcast and you happen to be in central Indiana and come to a show and find me, please talk to me about Glee.
Oh my gosh. I really hope this happens. I'm going to will it into the universe.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. So check Sarah out. You can also follow Gleeboot on Instagram and Twitter and the TikTok. We are at Gleeboot Pod. You can also find us on Tumblr, gleebootpodcast.tumblr.com. Yeah.
You can follow me at a.m.swearingen on Instagram. That's it. Only Instagram.
I mean, I still have your boy Ryan99 on TikTok, and I do plan on posting videos. So I guess you can follow me on TikTok, but you can follow me on Instagram at Cullen Ever After. And I'm actively trying to regain access to the Gleeboot TikTok. I'm going through TikTok help.
Why did they
Yes.
kick us out again? I'm
I
so
don't know.
confused.
Wait, we the Gleeboot podcast
Like the-
got
Yeah.
clipped.
Yeah, like months ago, they were just like, yeah, you can't use it. And then I can't remember the password, so I can't get back in.
Ryan Murphy filed a complaint against the podcast and was like, do not let these people on TikTok. They are going to blow me up like everyone else on TikTok is blowing my show up. So
Like, we have all our videos are still there. Like, you can find Gleeboot Pod and follow
but
us.
we
Interesting.
can't control it.
Yeah, we can't make new content. If you're commenting, I don't know.
I hope you
At
are.
least you still have an account.
Tell us you miss us.
Yeah, because there's a new Glee filter, and I want to do it. A glilter.
Just make a Gleeboot Pod official account. And then just eventually when you get access to the original, just repost. Because nothing makes you look more legit than when you add _official to it.
Good to know. Good to know.
Or do like those celebrity ones where they like misspell the name by one letter.
But still
Like
right official.
Gleeboot with one of the O's is a zero. All right. Next week, it's time for Glee 2.0. It's time for Glee without a Glee club.
Wait, there's more Glee?
Yeah.
There's more. There is, so if there's 7 more episodes in this season, we have 20 episodes.
That's too many.
Oh, like total.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's still too many.
So much can happen. We still haven't even met the Sauce style Schue Sylvester robot. So
Yeah.
Excuse me. What?
Same.
Season 6, baby. All right. Sarah, thank you so much for coming on. We hope you had fun.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Can I quickly just like end the episode by saying, Allyssa, I love your shirt. It just says recreational sports team. Like
I've been
those
staring
are
at it the whole
the
time.
block text. I love it.
Thank you. It's not even my shirt. I had a Zoom with my family this morning. So we do that every weekend. My brother was like, is that my shirt?
Love it.
Yeah, but I've had it for like over a year. So
It's my
Your
shirt,
shirt
now.
yep.
Amazing. All right.
All right, let us stop recording.
Bye.
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 Gleeboot.